It's widely accepted that the biological tipping point for watershed impairment correlates approximately with the point at which the impervious surface covers 10% of the watershed, as estimated from a predictive model based on land use. The model's value lies in its predictive ability, not in how accurately it measures impervious surface. It isn't a coincidence that the documented degradation of Mattawoman Creek became apparent while the impervious surface approached 9.8% over 5 years ago. Consistency is hard to find when you're making it all up as you go along. Check out the flaws in PGM's approach to impervious surface. First, there's slide 15 from the Board of County Commissioners briefing on May 17th. Note the squishy verbs. We have establishes, improves, supports. No real meat there, but the most threatening part of this whole thing is this last section here that's supposed to justify why the impervious surface is going to be at 10% when this is all over with. The net results should yield an overall impervious surface at build-out of less than 10% to preserve the Mattawoman Creek. If you blow away the smoke and mirrors, Table 4-8, this is Table 4-8, right out of the comp plan where impervious surface is officially supposed to be documented. This puts the presentation validity into perspective, where build-out is projected at 10.7% at build-out, when right now the impervious surface is 9.8%. I searched the public record for testimony and written comments, and all I found is my testimony regarding the flawed slides. Here's the clip. Good evening. My name is Ken Hastings. I'm with the Mason Springs Conservancy. Between May 24th, 2011 and now, there have been 6 different water resource elements developed for different plans. And I discovered last night I've had the misfortune of studying all 6 of them from time to time. And there's been one constant between all of those plans. In each case, the existing impervious surface ratio for Mattawoman Creek was 9.8%, right on the money. Only 0.2% away from that magic threshold where you're supposed to start seeing things go wrong with the watershed. Too close to 10%, I guess, so in the ensuing 5 years, no one bothered to update it, so it has to be higher than 9.8% now, maybe as high as 10% already. Also, the build-out ratio was always, for all those WREs, was always over 10%. Well, that presents a problem for people that are trying to say that they're following the Interagency Task Force report and all that kind of sets the limit at 10%. So this also exists now in the plan that we're discussing tonight. 9.8% for existing and 10.7% for build-out. So imagine my surprise when I watched the slideshow that you saw at your last meeting that announced that there would be no problem in maintaining a 10% impervious surface at build-out. And so I don't know what happened because the plan doesn't say that, but the slides did. I doubt that staff is recommending that we stop where we are and that we hold the line at 10% and we don't have any more impervious surface. So there's a glitch here. There's something wrong in the data flow, and it's very difficult for me to come to these hearings and discuss a plan when the plan says one thing and the overview of the plan that was given to you says something quite different. The numbers aren't really important anymore because we're already at the tipping point, not the tipping point of impervious surface, but the tipping point of failure of the creek. That'll be one thing to wrestle with. Another will be that there's a lot of careless rhetoric about the benefits of the 2007 stormwater management laws and how they're going to make this all better because they'll treat impervious surface differently.
Can you summarize for us, please?
We should remember that it's been 9 years since the 2007 stormwater plan went into place. It's still not in effect. We're still working with grandfathering for people that are going to extend from 10 years out from 2007. And even when they're not grandfathered, they don't really have to use the features that are in the plan because The framers of the law said they didn't have to. As long as it wasn't practicable, then they didn't have to do it. Thank you.
Thank you.
My message was very simple. I only had 3 minutes to deliver it anyway. Slide 15 is different from Table 4-8. Also, it's too late to ignore the fact that the stream is already impaired by making up new IS numbers. Here is Planning Director Steve Ball's version of the public impervious surface testimony, along with his flimsy excuse for why his documents don't agree.
Designated from 1 unit per 10 acres to 1 unit per 20 acres. There was also comments that included that there is no relationship between impervious surface percentages and stream health. And there were some comments about why the plan has higher impervious surface percentage than indicated by staff. And the reason for that is because we keep working with DNR on and the cumulative changes that are proposed in the plan, we believe.
I don't know where Mr. Ball got his conclusions about what was said during the testimony for the public hearing. I certainly didn't testify that impervious surface wasn't related to stream degradation, and my search of the public record didn't find where anyone else did either. However, the real issue is that Mattawoman is over the threshold of biological impairment, and you can't move the impervious surface goalpost to fix that. Measuring my waistline to predict when it will outgrow my favorite slacks is futile once I can no longer pull them up past my hips. No amount of smoke and mirrors will solve that problem. I can make up excuses, suck in my gut, and pull the tape tighter to get different data, but the slacks still won't fit. Charles County PGM staff can make up impervious surface numbers until hell freezes over, but that won't change the fact that Mattawoman is already in trouble and needs a new approach to save what is left.